You're watching the PlantX Vodcast. Join us as we explore the inner workings of all things plant-based and all things PlantX, from the products and lifestyles to the people behind them. Now welcome our host, the man who combined his love of e-commerce and the plant-based lifestyle to create PlantX, Sean Dollinger.
Hi, everyone. Welcome to the PlantX Vodcast. Thank you very much for taking time out of your day to come join us and learn a little bit more about what PlantX is all about. For any of our first-time viewers today, PlantX is your one-stop shop for anything plant-based. So if you're looking for meal delivery, groceries, plant-based products for your pets, cosmetics, or virtually, everything under one roof, A to Z at plantx.com. Most recently, we acquired veganessentials.com, which is recognized as the oldest vegan domain name on the net for shopping online. And you could go and check it out. It's absolutely incredible, the variety of products that the teams put together. Our guest on the show today with Glonuts, for example, again, a unique product that's totally different, that's really cool. And that's what we love about the space we're in. The innovation, all the new companies coming out with creative marketing, and all these different unique products. It really gives people unlimited selection on what to try next. And that's what we really genuinely love about this space, how it really gives people new tastes, new flavors to come try and explore. And the big thing at PlantX that we do different than a lot of companies out there, it's not just about vegan, it's not just about plant-based living, it's really about food and taking care of yourself and creating this unique environment that you could surround yourself with all these great products and the way that you carry yourself through life. And we make sure everybody feels welcome. So again, if people are just trying to explore, to find out about new products, that's where this whole community aspect comes in at PlantX. Our stores, if you go to our store in Squamish or in Venice Beach, where we have the pop-ups that we do every few months, it's just about getting people in and to learn and to explore all the new and exciting innovation in the space. And on that note, I can't wait for you to meet our guest, Kristin, who started Glonuts. Welcome to the show.
Hi, thank you. I'm so excited to be here.
Hey, thank you so much. I still remember the first time that I spoke to you. I think you were walking around on your phone and sharing all about your company. And it's just, I love seeing the traction. While we were speaking before you jumped on today onto the vodcast, everything that I hear shows somebody, a true entrepreneur and who's passionate about what they do. And, thank you for taking the time to join us. And as you know, we start our vodcasts by asking our guests, how do you take your coffee?
Yeah, I love this question because I love coffee. I basically survive on coffee. So if you gave it to me anyway, I would drink it. But my favorite way to have coffee is I wake up in the morning, I do a pour over with my Chemex. I love to use like a local roaster. One of my favorite here in LA is Canyon Coffee. And then I make like an almond milk cappuccino. So I like froth my milk. 3 Trees is the best, and it's so thick and creamy. Not an ad, but it's really good. And then like I top it with a little bit of cinnamon spice, and that's just like the best way to start the day.
Yeah, it's amazing how all these alternative products have come into the mix with, oat milk, et cetera, the way that the thickness of, the lattes, et cetera, it's truly unbelievable. So thanks for sharing that with us.
Yeah.
Definitely. So your name, super fun, Glonuts. Share with us how did it become that and why and all that type of great stuff.
Thank you. Yeah, it's funny. I think Glonuts was the first name we landed on for Glonuts. It really didn't take us long to think of it. We were like, what, it's made of clean ingredients that help you glow from within. So glow plus donuts equals Glonuts. And that's kind of how we came up with the name. But the funny story is that we weren't really trying to start a a donut business at all or a donut brand. We were trying to start a coffee business. And so Glonuts happened almost completely by accident. So
love that. And I think in business, it's so important to pivot, right? If you have one idea and you're going and then boom, this is taking off, why not focus on that, right?
Yeah. And I think recognizing when to pivot is, that's sometimes the difficult part, right? Because you can also be so set on a specific idea or vision. And like, we were very like focused on, we wanted to start a coffee cart, and then that was going to lead into a coffee, brick and mortar coffee shop. And maybe we would be a roaster. And we ended up becoming a donut business just because it was very clear from early on that the donuts were stealing the show, and there was a hole in the market for a product like this that was vegan, gluten-free, sugar-free, made with clean ingredients, and there was a real need for the product. There was nothing like it. And so once we recognized that, we were like, I guess we're donut founders now.
Awesome. Do you still have that cart?
We don't. We don't have the cart anymore. I kind of wish we did. But yeah, I mean, we just don't have time. So, I mean, we're a 2-person team. It's Grover, my business partner, and my boyfriend, and myself. And we spend every moment either making donuts, packing donuts, delivering donuts. We're not really delivering them anymore, but more fulfilling the orders. And then, basically every other moment just revolves around propelling the business forward or selling the donuts. So we don't have time to operate a coffee cart, but someday we're always like, maybe it'll come full circle. And when we retire, we'll like start that cart again.
Awesome. Yeah, it's nothing like having a donut with a coffee. It's awesome. So they definitely go hand in hand. And I'm sure everybody's a potential customer of yours. It goes back to what we say here at PlantX, where food is food and people should just enjoy the products they put in their body, right? Let's not get so caught up on vegan and that type of terminology. And, who's your go-to customer?
I think, initially when we started, we kind of thought our target customer was a millennial aged female who cared about, health and wellness, probably thought someone like myself. But now just through, doing this, we've realized that we attract a lot of different types of customers, kind of spans genders. So men who are, interested in fitness love our product. Moms love our product because they love to give them to their kids and not think about, the fact that their kids eating sugar. There's no sugar in our donuts. So moms love us. And then I even think like older people love our donuts that are trying to cut sugar as well. So right now our customer is someone who's just like health conscious or health curious, and it kind of spans all ages.
Awesome. And I know we spoke a little bit about the marketing side and you said we don't really market, right? We don't spend dollars on that. And all the businesses that I've been part of that have exploded, that's a really big piece of it, right? Sharing. And I think that there should be this whole organic traction to it where then the customer base really stays loyal. Can you share with us what avenues you've seen work best and what your angle is?
Definitely. So when we started the business, we started really small. In fact, we started in our home kitchen, and we didn't know how to ship donuts at all. It was a cold product. It was sold in the refrigerator. So we didn't really know how to ship a cold product at the time. So we never or in the beginning, we were not a direct to consumer product or business at all. We ended up starting locally and going door to door to some wholesale accounts in LA. Basically just knocking on doors, and got in really early to accounts like Erewhon and Alfred, a local coffee shop here. And I think, being in those types of accounts where they were very popular, they had a lot of traffic, the types of people that were going there happened to be tastemakers or just people who like to discover new products. And so that in a way acted as a marketing channel for us, because those people were picking up our product off the shelf. They were organically sharing it on social media. They were, there was the word of mouth component. And so that's really been our like bread and butter since the beginning of how we've been able to grow and have this like slow growth, but also develop a really like strong community of people that follow us and our story and our product, and just really believe in what we're doing. So I would say like being in the right accounts is kind of a good way of marketing your product. Beyond that, Grover and I, again, we're a 2-person team, so we don't really have a lot of time to spend on quantity of posts on social media. So we focus a little bit more on the quality of posts and what we can do. For example, we do like a series on Instagram called Highs and Glows, where we share our journey through this business and like the highlights, but also the lowlights, because there's a lot of those too. And so that's been a fun way for customers to really like get involved in our journey of starting this business. And it's been a great marketing tool for us as well.
Yeah, I think it's so important to obviously connect with that consumer, show that there's a story behind a brand, and that way people obviously feel a lot more connected. And a product like yours, I think once somebody has it, and when they truly love it and they realize it's a bit on the healthier side and all that type of great stuff, then it's something that people reach to on a daily basis, right? It becomes a very sticky product, and it's not easy. It's challenging to win that kind of consumer war, right? Where, let's say, if I love your product, what's going to make me try another product? And then once I try that other product, I actually need to like it more than your product. Otherwise, I'll be like, why did I ruin my treat for the day? And I'll go back to it.
That's a really good point. That is true. I also think like one of I wouldn't really call it a strategy, but just something that we believe is like leading with fun. I think it's really easy to get caught up in like being so, you were talking about this in the beginning, but like being so caught up in health and like being so focused on every single thing you're putting into your body. And like, that's great. And you'll feel really good, but also, you need to have fun too. And so it's just about like finding that balance. And so when we made our product, we made it with the cleanest ingredients and something that we wanted to eat, but we made it in a recognizable form, a donut, something nostalgic that people are very connected to. People all remember eating donuts as a kid. And so there's that fun piece to it too. And the packaging, we intentionally made very bright and colorful to just give you that special feeling where you're not like, oh, another like healthy thing that doesn't taste great,
Yeah, no, it's great what you're doing. And there's a company up here in Canada, Kula Kitchen, and I keep trying her products, and they're really unbelievable. And it's African cuisine, and just every aspect is clean, and you feel good after you eat it. And I was up in Whistler this past weekend, passing by this candy store, and I walked into it. It was this old school candy, and you start turning over the labels. I was telling my kids, I can't even pronounce half of them. They're asking me what they are. I have zero idea. So I think it's so great, the direction that you guys have gone in and what you're trying to achieve. So congratulations on all of the success so far.
Thank you so much.
And as you know, this is a live show, and today's actually been really active. We normally have a lot more conversation between the two of us, but today I've already seen about 10 different questions come in. So I want to make sure that the viewers get what they want. They're obviously taking time to join us. We send out a $100 gift card. This week we'll do it slightly different because we want people to be able to come and enjoy your product over at the Venice location. So if you do win today and you happen to be in Venice, please head over to the pop-up. Tomorrow it's actually being redone. We don't want to give away any surprises, but we have a massive brand popping up with us for the month of December for the holidays. Can't wait to share with all of our viewers next week. We'll definitely have images to share. And we have a incredible artist doing it. So can't wait. And so that $100 gift card will be given out. You could go over to the store, or obviously you could go on plantx.com or plantx.ca to use that gift card. So if you're ready for some questions, here we go.
I'm ready.
All right. Great. From Darcy. Hi, exciting to learn about the treat option and wonder on the different options, muffins, cookies, etc., donut types.
Okay, so right now we are strictly a donut brand. So we have 3 types of donuts: our classic powdered flavor, our snickerdoodle flavor, and a matcha flavor, which happens to be my personal favorite. But we will look at expanding our product offering. So more flavors of donuts, enhancements to donuts. So you'll definitely see that coming in the next few months, where we're starting to introduce new products that accompany donuts, and then or complement donuts, and then other products beyond that in the future product lines.
For sharing that. And we've got Jax Bailey, who jumped in here saying, hi there. When ordering online, are there any items that don't travel well? I think that's more to the PlantX side, and you could obviously share your comments, but I'll tell you, I've been in online for 20 plus years, and shipping food, products that change, if they're frozen, if it's too hot outside, it is by far the hardest business I've ever been part of. So half jokingly, are there any items that don't travel well? All items don't travel well unless you adapt, unless you position yourself differently and be creative, out of the box thinking. And thankfully, there's so many different products out there now that help get that product to consumers in the format that it needs to be. But feel free to jump in as well.
Yeah, I think shipping is definitely one of our personal pain points. It's hard to ship a product that you want to stay cold in transit. There's higher shipping cost, liners, lots of different materials that go into it, a lot of labor that goes into it to make sure it arrives to the customer in perfect condition. We're really fortunate that our product is okay if it becomes room temperature. We're not really worried about spoilage. We're more worried about our donuts staying powdered. So sometimes if they, get warmer in transit, they'll become glazed donuts when they arrive to the customer. And not everyone dislikes that, but they were really intended to be powdered donuts. So I would say if we really don't have any product that arrives to customers and on a delayed front. But if you really wanted to make sure that you were getting the perfect product, go with Snickerdoodle.
Awesome.
Yeah.
And then Darcy asks, how long are the Glonuts good for? How long do they last? How long are they fresh for?
Oh, amazing. Yeah. Glonuts last in the fridge up to 4 months. You can even freeze them. So when you pick up your Glonuts, you can store them in the freezer for up to 6 months. So they have a really long shelf life. And everyone has kind of a different temperature that they enjoy Glonuts at. But I personally like them with a slight chill. So like right out of the fridge for like 10 minutes or so. Some people like them at room temperature, and some people even like them out of the freezer as like a cold treat.
Love that. Love that everybody has their own way of doing things. I'm definitely like that with a few different products myself. David Riddell asks, Black Sesame 3 Trees is legit. Kristin, have you tried this flavor?
I have, and I love it, but my favorite is the vanilla, the unsweetened vanilla. It's my go-to. Cool.
And then we've got Jax, and for today's show, Jax is actually going to be the winner. So Jax, please send an email to Sean, SEAN, @plantx.com or info@plantx.com, and we'll send over that gift card. And if anybody has any questions, feedback, anything, Sean @plantx.com, or my cell phone number, 604-355-6100. Feel free to reach out. Always around to help out. Do the Glonuts freeze well? I like a treat, but not a whole pack at a time, and that's from Jax.
Yes, they do. Jax put them in the freezer. They'll freeze for 6 months. If you've got something airtight, you can put them in, even better. But regardless, they'll be okay for up to 6 months.
Awesome. And just a couple more questions. What type of coffee do you like drinking while enjoying one of your Glonuts?
Yeah. They go with every type of coffee. It's a donut. If you like your coffee black, I would say go with the powdered flavor. I think that that pairing works really well together. Snickerdoodle across the board works. Matcha, obviously, for the tea drinkers. That's how I would have my matcha with the tea. Personally, I'm going with a powdered donut and my almond milk cappuccino.
Awesome. Thanks for sharing that. And two more quick ones. Eutherex, who's always joining our show each week. Here in Uruguay, donuts recently kind of started to pop up in malls and different stores, but only the greasy, fat, nasty versions. Kristin, any plans for global expansion? Seems like a great opportunity.
Yes, we want to take over the world. We want Glonuts to be all over the world. I do not know how long that will take, but I can tell you that our, long-term vision for Glonuts is to make the product as accessible as a Hostess donut, so we want to be in gas stations. We want to be literally everywhere you go, including Uruguay.
Awesome. And thanks again. And that'd be great for those healthy alternatives and airports, traveling around. It's always so hard. Sometimes I'm starving and I'm looking and I'm like, I'd prefer to be hungry than put some of this stuff in my body that's so toxic, so.
I agree. Yeah, I used to travel in my previous life. I traveled all the time for work. I was a salesperson. I was always on the road. And that was like one of my biggest pain points, just being able to find something, healthy while traveling. It was so impossible. So we definitely have a vision to be in airports, Starbucks, everywhere you go.
Awesome. Starbucks would be a great one. And then, David sent a suggestion and we'll definitely endorse it. He said, we're not popping up on your store locator on your website. So if you could please add us, that'd be amazing.
Oh, I'm so sorry. I could have sworn the Venice one was there. I take full responsibility for that. I will make sure it happens right after this.
Yeah. Thanks. And that's what we love about the show. Our investors, shareholders, customers, they come and help and catch everything. So thank you very much. And, it's been great spending time with you, understanding your brand. We look forward to supporting it completely. We can't wait to get it into our Chicago store. So we could go ahead and send it across the US and to get it into everybody's homes, hopefully in 2023.
We're working on that, and we will be in the Chicago location very soon. I'm actually working on that this week, so we'll keep you posted.
Amazing. Can't wait. Yeah. Get them in the food hall and all that type of good stuff. So, Kristin, keep up the amazing work. I'm sure the holiday season is going to be absolutely insane for you guys, and hopefully you guys just keep crushing.
Thank you so much. Thank you for supporting us, and this has been really fun, so thank you for having me.
Awesome. Cheers. Darcy, thank you so much for the feedback on the shirt. Definitely can't take credit. Alex, our CMO, and her whole team get behind doing all the merchandise. If I turn this way, I guess you could see the different things that they have going on. And it's really about creating that community. So many people say, Sean, ecom 20 years, PlantX started as this website, veganessentials.com. But at the end of the day, what we're noticing, and if you look at the most powerful companies in the world, like Tesla and Apple, they started with education. I'd argue that point till I'm blue, in the face arguing it, because I still remember going into Apple stores when they just started popping up, and I'd be like the Genius Bar and all of these different types of events that would take place at the store. And really it was about showing you why that system was better. And I still remember so many people making the transition and being like, it doesn't work as well as Microsoft. And then everybody started really thinking outside the box and feeling like they could use that system, and how much easier it was because we had to be retrained or programmed in a different way for it all to make sense. And same thing with electric cars. Here in Vancouver, we see them, almost outnumbering any other vehicles. So same thing in this plant-based space. We keep calling it food. Matthew Kenny, who we had the opportunity to team up with about a year ago, he was the first one to say that to me. And when he said it to me, it really got me thinking. But as time has gone on, it's such a true point. Food is food. We all need it to survive. And why not put better products in our body? And really, that's the mission PlantX is on. And I thank you again for joining us each week here live and after to watch the recordings. Please keep giving your feedback. We want this show to be exactly what you're looking for. And thanks for being believers, supporters, and everything else. Until next time, stay curious, and stay healthy. Cheers.
Thanks for watching the PlantX Vodcast. Don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. For more information, go to investor.plantx.com. See you next time.
X believes in a plant-based future for our health and the health of our planet. We've created a unique online shop for everything plant-based. Our intent on positioning globally is the core of our vision for investor accessibility and corporate growth. Learn more at investor.plantx.com.